Hello and welcome to a Not So Awesome review, and today we are looking at the Masters of the Universe Skelegod action figure by Mattel, and this is for the new Masters of the Universe TV series coming to Netflix this month, and I'm excited. So let's start off and try and make this a quick review. Got some other stuff I want to film, but yeah, this figure is about 7 3/4 inches tall. Just gonna put that out there right now, and paint-wise, app-wise, really good. I will say that, you know, they did a heavy black wash throughout the body, and you can definitely see it, especially in the knee. When he has his knee bent, you'll definitely see the paint of what it was before and what it is with the paint on it. So Mattel did not skip on that. Neither did they, you know, kind of cheap out with the distribution or anything. They're actually pretty easy to find. I keep seeing it at my Target, and my area has a lot of collectors, so if I'm seeing it there, then it's definitely going to be a little bit easier for, I want to say, most people. Maybe not everybody, but it shouldn't be too hard to get, especially since the show hasn't aired yet. Once the show airs, you know, all bets are off. People are crazy. Who knows what's going to happen? But anyways, let's move on to accessories. He does come with a pair of open, kind of styly hands that can hold this little green fire effect on either hand. So those look pretty nice. I wish he came with fists. No fists, unfortunately, but he does come with sword holding hands for the power sword. He comes with the power sword, which is cool, but unfortunately, the sword holding hands don't have the upwards and downwards motion. They have the regular hinge, so that kind of sucks, but it's fine. I mean, it sucks, but it's fine. It's okay. We'll let it pass this one time. It is the first figure in this newer line, I guess you could say. So, anyways, things that we could talk about here before we get into articulation is, one, the sword, the paint on it is okay. It's not, you know, horrible. It's not great. They did go ahead and do a nice shiny silver on the actual blade part, but the rest of it, they did like a regular, you know, they didn't even paint it. It looks like they added like glittery stuff to the gray here, but not painted, not painted. I don't know. It's like they went halfway through the sword and were like, well, we ran out of money. This is the best we can do. We're done. I don't know. Just kind of my opinion on it. I will say that the armor on the arms right here can come off. They actually fall off when you take the hands off. They're a little bit annoying, but they're there to come off. They're rubbery, so don't, you know, worry about hurting yourself. Even the armor up here is rubbery. This can come off, and so can the little green flame thingy, but I don't recommend it for two reasons. One, it looks horrible without it. It makes the neck look weird. I don't like it. I wouldn't recommend taking it off. Just putting that out there. At least that's my opinion. It just does not look right to me. Second, if you're going to take it off, to put it back on, you're going to want to put the armor back on first, then the green thing. But then the green thing you're going to want to slide under the front of the armor, but make sure it's above the back of the armor, so that everything kind of fits good. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of weird and wonky. These armor pieces do have little tabs that kind of go on to his shoulders too, so that they can sit there okay. So just putting that out there. The cape here is fabric. It's kind of cheap fabric. It doesn't feel too bad in the hand, but it is see-through. It's one-sided with the kind of like, I don't know, felt kind of feel to it. It does have these little diamond thingies that weigh it down. It's not bad. It has 2 hooks that hold it on, along with 2 magnets, which is kind of weird. It's like they couldn't decide hook or magnet, or maybe they did the hooks, realized it didn't work, and then said, you know, screw it, we're going to put magnets in there just to be safe. But it can come off. If you put this back on wrong, it will fall off a lot more. That's what I noticed. Right now, it's actually staying on pretty good. So, again, if you're going to mess with the upper shoulder armor, be aware you have to put it on right. Otherwise, this is going to start falling off, and it's going to be a little bit annoying. But other than that, I do like the figure. He does have a semi-weak ankle, and I'm saying semi-weak ankle because if I just kind of angle him forward, he will start falling forward, and it is from this ankle. The other one holds it a little bit better, but it doesn't really, how do I put this? The ankles aren't that bad. If it was any other figure, I think it would hold the weight, but because of his size and just the way he's built, it doesn't hold it, because it's not weak to the point where, well, I mean, if I flick it, yeah, but it's not weak to the point where if I shake the figure, the ankle is going to move up and down. It's just not strong enough, and this one is just barely stronger than this one, so definitely needs tighter joints there so he can hold his weight. It's not the worst. you know, I can balance him, but it does get annoying sometimes where I'm doing it. I actually had him sitting here a little bit ago, and he was standing there just fine, and then all of a sudden flopped forward. So be aware that may be a possibility. It could just be my figure. It's going to vary, but there is that. Aside from that, articulation, not too bad. He can look up about that much, look down that much, look left and right, and pivot side to side. So head articulation isn't bad. I really do like how his head looks. The skull on it looks mean. It's shaded. It looks really good. It looks really, really good. I will say, though, there is a blotch of paint that I noticed right there. Some purple paint on the rubber. There was some green paint on the rubber here. But if it's anything like the green paint, just kind of picking at it a little bit. Not too hard because you don't want to, like, indent the rubber. But just doing that a little bit over and over. Yeah, it's already coming off. And, yeah, it's gone. So any of the paint kind of splattered on the rubber pieces, you can kind of scratch off. Just be gentle with it and it will come. Anyways, for his arms, he can go up that much, which isn't too bad. Can go down that much. A little bit harder to move, but it is there. You can see his legs right there kind of want to keep splitting out. Again, balancing issues, weak ankles and weak kind of legs right there. Not the strongest, which is a little disappointing, but again, first figure in the line, I will forgive it until at least wave 2. But his arms can rotate all the way around. The armor does get in the way of that, however, and he does have upper arm rotation, which works pretty good. He does have double jointed elbows, which work really good despite the armor here. You can kind of just move that around so it doesn't get in the way. So that's not bad at all. Rotation at the wrist, which does kind of get hindered by the armor here again. And again, hinge at the wrist, no up and down for the sword thing, which is a little bit disappointing. For the upper diaphragm, he can lean back a good amount. It looks like he's leaning back a lot, but at the same time, maybe it's the armor or something. It almost looks like he's not leaning back that much, but it is a good amount. It does move back a lot. So looks like it doesn't, but it does. Move forward, not too much. He does move forward a good amount, but it's, I don't know, I feel like it's not super noticeable, but it does help with that kind of looking down motion. He does pivot side to side a bit, which is good, and he does have rotation at the waist, which is decent. His legs can move out really good. That's honestly really good. It's not, you know, perfectly the splits, but good enough. They can move back a little bit, not too much. Move forward a little bit, not too much. Even with the rubber kind of getting in the way, they just don't move out too much, and it's because of how thick the upper legs are right there. Does have rotation at the upper thigh. He does have really good double jointed knees right there. And does this move? Yeah, he does have another rotation down there, which, I mean, that's cool. I guess he has all the rotation at the leg. And then move back, move forward, and he does have an ankle pivot, which I honestly feel like it pivots more to one side than it does the other, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Either way, he does have ankle pivot, which is good. Again, biggest issue with this figure so far is mostly just the weaker kind of ankles, weaker joints, because they do kind of tend to just get a little bit annoying. Right now I have him at like a really weird stance, but that's because I want him to be able to stand so I can continue the video without cutting here. Again, trying to make this a quick, shorter video, less editing, so gonna pop this guy right here so you guys can see how he looks like with the Originals line. Is it Originals line? I don't remember what it's called, but the classic looking Skeletor that came out not too long ago. Let's lower that. Can't really see his face because of the angle of the camera. Move you. So you can see he is a good big bit taller. We are going to get a Skeletor in Wave 1 for the Walmart releases, which I'm excited for because he looks amazing. These figures aren't bad. If you grew up with these figures, you're going to end up loving these ones more than these ones probably, just for that nostalgia. But the updated articulation on the new ones and just the new work, I'm excited for it. So yeah, I'm going to put this guy away, and let's put a SH Figuarts Gogeta right here. Not really in like the best pose or nothing, but you can see how much bigger he is compared to a Figuarts and a Marvel Legends Cyclops. If he wants to stand, you can see, you know, size difference. I think it works if you guys want to mix and match at least the bad guys from this line, because they do make good generic monsters if you wanted that too. Here he is next to the McFarlane Geralt figure from The Witcher. Again, good size difference, bigger than Geralt, bigger than the average McFarlane figure. And just to round things up here, he is next to the McFarlane Spawn. Again, he's bigger than Spawn, a little bit bigger than him. So definitely something you can kind of mix and match with if that's what you want to do. And yeah, aside from that, I don't really have much else to say. It is not a bad figure at all. I believe his retail price is $30, and it might be because of the bigger size. You know, I don't think he's considered a regular release. I want to say He-Man and the other ones are going to be $20, but I could be wrong. I hope they are, because it's a better price point in my opinion. Even this one, with the bigger size and everything, I feel like $20 would be better than $30. Battle Cat is also out. I will be doing a review on that one pretty soon. That one retails for $40, and again is only available at Target, so a little bit pricey, but when it comes down to it, the paint and everything on here came out so clean that $30 wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the weaker joints. Again, that's just a QC issue. Hopefully it won't be every figure, and hopefully your figure won't have that issue, and it'll be just like a minority group, and it's something they can fix and work on in the future. But for now, it is an annoyance. It sucks when you're trying to pose him and he wants to fall over. The rubber gauntlet things should have been tighter so they don't fall off every time you take the hands off. And aside from that, I can't really come up with anything else to say. Other than I still think it's weird that the sword, it's like half painted and then half plastic. So, I mean, of course it's all plastic, but like, it's like they almost tried and then they ran out of money. So who knows what happened there. But yeah, not bad. I wish he came with more accessories. I wish he came with a pair of fists, because again, I feel like every figure should come with a pair of fists regardless of who it is. I think fists just make sense for any figure when it comes to these kind of TV shows and different animes and stuff. Superheroes, fists just make sense as default hands no matter what. But anyways, aside from that, not much else to say other than I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I know this was a little bit shorter, a little bit quicker, not as clean and polished, but hopefully it came out decent just the same. And I'm gonna try and do something about this background. As much as I love the purple background I got going on right now, I don't like what it's doing to the lighting and stuff. I feel like I definitely need to figure something out here, so we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all later. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.